Hello students, welcome back to Tutorati. I am Nanika and you are studying English with me. So students, as you might remember, in the last lecture we had done the first part of two stories about flying. The first one was about the young seagull who was very scared to fly, and then how his parents taught him how to fly. Okay. So this is the second part, the black aeroplane. Right, so students, just a brief about this story. Here is the narrator. He is somewhere away from his family and he is looking forward to spend time with his family, and he is flying an aeroplane. Now suddenly something happens with him and he gets totally distraught. Alright, and those few happenings are very mysterious. Now what was the mystery? What exactly happened with him? We'll see in the chapter. Okay. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and the stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. So students, now we can see from this part of the chapter that the narrator, what is his mood? He is very happy, he is very relaxed. Just look at the way he is narrating the story. He is saying there wasn't a cloud in the sky, means the sky was very clear and it was a good weather for flying his aeroplane. I was very happy to be alone high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of my holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. So it was 1:30 a.m. Alright, and he was traveling from France to England. Okay, and he was looking forward to being with his family. Okay, now let's see what happens with him. I should call Paris Control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris Control, Dakota DS-088 here. Can you hear me? I'm on my way to England. Over. So as we all know, the pilots of the aeroplanes, they have proper communication with the air traffic control, and that is why he is communicating with the Paris control room and he is just ready for takeoff now. Alright. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS-088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degrees west now, DS-088, over. So what does Paris control room tell the person? They just give him a clear signal for takeoff. They ask him to turn 12 degrees west and take off. I checked the map and the compass, switched over to my second and last fuel tank, and turned the Dakota 12 degrees west towards England. Alright, so he turned his aeroplane towards England, and also one more very important fact that he mentions here is he switched to his second and last fuel tank. That means he did not have much fuel left. It was only enough to fly him to England. I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. Okay, so children, what was he looking forward to with his family? A good big English breakfast. His family, probably his parents, his wife, his children, everyone was supposed to have breakfast with him, and he was very happy about it. So we can understand that he was not a person who used to stay with his family very often. That is why he was valuing the only time he got to spend with his family. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me. When I saw the clouds, storm clouds, they were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. So now he has taken off from Paris and he says that it is 150 kilometers behind him, means he is already on his way to England. Now midway, he sees storm clouds, big storm clouds. Now let's see what he does. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. Okay, so what was his problem now? He says that he could not fly up over the clouds. Alright, also he did not have enough fuel to deviate and fly around the cloud. Okay, he says in the first part of the session that he did not have enough fuel. It was his second and last fuel tank, if you remember. So he did not have the fuel to go around the clouds. Now what does that mean, children? He cannot go over the clouds, he cannot go around the clouds. So he was left with only one option, to fly into the clouds. Alright. Let's see what he does. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted that breakfast. So as I told you, students, he could not go over the clouds, he could not go around the clouds. So if he wanted to fly, there was only one option. He would have to go into the clouds, or he would have to go back to Paris. But what, you just think, what made him think that he did not want to go back to Paris? That was the English breakfast with his family. That was what was pulling him towards England. I'll take the risk, I thought, and flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. Now children, this is a very, very important question that you can get in your examination. I'll take the risk. Which risk is the narrator talking about? What is the risk here? The risk is flying into the storm. He is left with only two choices. Since we already know that he can't fly over the clouds, he can't fly around the clouds because he doesn't have fuel. So his safe option would be to fly back to Paris and stay there for the night. But what was pulling him towards England? His family. Okay, the love and the warmth of his family was pulling him. So he decides to take the risk. What is the risk? To fly straight into those storm clouds. Inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. Now what is a compass, students? A compass is a device which tells you the direction in which you are flying. Okay, so now he is looking at the compass. Since he cannot see anything around him, he looks at the compass. But let us see what the compass, which direction it shows him. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. Now children, let's see what exactly he is doing. Now the compass is a device which tells you the direction. Okay, what is the meaning when he says the compass is turning round and round and round? Means the compass was not telling him the direction. He just does not know in which direction he is flying, whether or not he is going towards England or he is completely lost. So now he tries the radio. Okay, now what is the radio? The Paris control room. Alright, he tries to get directions from there, but that was dead too. Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass, and I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. Okay, so now he got some ray of hope. Now he was too scared, right? The compass was not working, the radio was dead, there was no communication with anyone, and he was in the middle of a storm. And then suddenly he sees another aeroplane. So we can just relate it to a situation in our lives. जब हमारे साथ सब कुछ बुरा हो जाता है, whenever we see, at that time when we see one ray of hope, एक कोई हमको मिलता है जो हमारी मदद कर सकता है, we try to cling on to that person or that thing, whatever it is. Okay, so this black aeroplane was the ray of hope for him, children. Okay, it had no lights on its wings. Alright, now another very important point, children. We all know that airplane के wings पे lights होते हैं जो blink करते हैं. Okay, but this black aeroplane, which was his only ray of hope, it had no lights on its wings. But I could see it flying next to me through the storm. Now another very peculiar incident, students. When he flew into the storm, he said that he could not see anything around him. But now he says that the aeroplane, the black aeroplane, did not have lights on its wings, but still he could see it in the storm. I could not see the pilot's face turn towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Now students, just look how mysterious it is getting. He had said that in the storm he wasn't able to see anything around him, and now he can see the other pilot waving at him. Okay. This is really mysterious. Follow me, he was saying, follow me. He knows that I am lost, I thought. He is trying to help me. Okay, so now this narrator, he looks at the other pilot, and through his actions he understands that the other pilot knows that he is lost. Okay, and now he is very happy that the other pilot is trying to help him. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. Alright, so now because he is totally lost, his only ray of hope is helping him. So just like a very obedient child, an obedient child is a person who obeys elders. Okay, now he, just like an obedient child obeys his or her elders around him or her, he is obeying that pilot. Wherever the other pilot or the black aeroplane's pilot is taking him, he is just going behind him because he had no other choice. After half an hour, the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Now again, very important question here, why is the narrator very frightened? Because narrator ko pata hai that he has fuel only to last him 5 to 10 minutes, right? But what he was thinking that जो मुझे help कर रहा है, जो मेरी मदद कर रहा है, उसे नहीं पता ना that I have fuel which will last only for 10 minutes, right? He was trying to help me, but उसे पता ही नहीं है मेरा fuel खत्म होने वाला है. But then as he was panicking about it, the aeroplane started to go down, means it was going down, means it wanted to land. Suddenly I came out of the clouds and saw 2 long straight lines of lights in front of me. What was it, students? 2 long straight lines? Yes, correct. It was a runway. A runway is a place, it's a long place where the the flights take off and they land. An airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. Alright, now he really wanted to thank the pilot of the black aeroplane because he had saved his life. Okay, probably the pilot of the Dakota, he wouldn't have been alive if not that black aeroplane would have helped him. So he really wanted to thank him, but when he looks up, the sky was totally empty. He could not see the black aeroplane anywhere. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota near the control tower. Alright, now again very important question for your exam, students. I landed and I was not sorry to walk away. Why do you think the narrator was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakota? This line itself means that he loved his aeroplane so much that whenever he walked away from his aeroplane, he felt sorry, means he wanted to fly it more. This was for the first time in his life that he did not want to stay near the aeroplane. He was so scared, so frightened, okay, so distraught. On one hand, he was very scared, on the other hand, he did not know where he was. And thirdly, he wanted to thank the pilot of the black aeroplane and he did not know where he was. Even the aeroplane, even the black aeroplane had vanished. Okay, so his mind is completely in a mess now, and that is why he says that he was not sorry. This time he was not sorry to walk away from the aeroplane because he had other important things to do. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. Okay, so now he goes to the control room. Remember, he landed on a runway, that means it was an airport, but he did not know which airport it was. He was in which part of the world. Alright, so he goes and then he, in the intention of asking the woman where he was and who was the other pilot of that black aeroplane. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Okay, so when he asked the woman who was the other pilot, she gave him a very strange look. Alright, At that time, he did not understand why the woman was giving him strange looks, but then let's see what the woman tells him. Another aeroplane up there in the storm? No other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see on the radar. Alright, so now the pilot is totally shocked. Okay, the lady says that she could not see any other aeroplane. His aeroplane, the Dakota, was the only one she could see on her screen, on her radar. Alright, but the narrator, he knows that एक black aeroplane था, उसके pilot ने मुझे help किया. Now where will that aeroplane totally disappear? The aeroplane with the pilot, and even this lady is saying that she could not see any other aeroplane on the screen. So who helped? Even if there was a pilot, who was that pilot? How was he flying without a compass or a radio? Okay, or was everything a figment of the narrator's imagination? क्या वो सब कुछ imagine कर रहा था? Okay, was there some power within him? Alright, like in the first story when there was that young seagull who was afraid to fly. Was it the same with this narrator? Was he afraid to fly, and then that English breakfast with his family was pulling him towards England? Was that the only reason he himself managed to come out of the storm, and he was just visualizing all this? Okay, it could be anything, students. Okay, so please let me know in the comment section below. Also like this video and share it with your friends if you found it helpful. Thank you.